Hi guys, happy Thursday. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Hillary LeMay and I love hopping on here every Thursday night for Throw It Out Thursday, where we kick nasty chemicals to the curb. They can't stay here, they've got to go. And we share great ways to minimize your toxic load and enjoy essential oils and recipes, things like cleaning, cooking, personal care, toys, and play. Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me. And so tonight we are having a play date up in here. Thank you so much for joining. If you are new, if you've never watched any of my periscopes, thank you for being here. You can tap the screen as many times as you want to show me love and let me know that you're enjoying this. And you can swipe to the right or swipe up if you'd like to share this broadcast with your followers. And I would love that if you would do that. So yes, I'm so glad you're here, yay! So yeah, tonight we are having a play date, and Olivia is asleep, of course, but we're gonna still play. And it is just such a good time to get on here and lead and educate and share these essential oils with you guys and this essential lifestyle. And I'm so glad to have you guys, so thank you for all the new followers, and it's so exciting to share these recipes. And actually, something that I've been on the hunt for a while, and I finally found them, is natural food coloring that uses vegetable and fruit dyes. And so that's kind of where this Periscope was inspired from. Oh, that's okay. I'm just glad you're here, Terry. Thank you so much. I was able to find this set of 3 dyes from the brand India Tree. I found these on Amazon, and it's just a set of red, yellow, and blue, and I was experimenting with them and they work really well, and I thought, okay, well, you know, this is really fun because we've been playing with Play-Doh for a while, but we haven't used any colors with them, and so it's been kind of nice to have some colors to play around with, so I thought that it would be something fun to talk about tonight. So we are under a serious heat wave, you guys, like 108 degrees this week earlier, and it actually just started raining. The sky opened up and it's pouring down rain now, thankfully, so Olivia's tomato plant will be happy, and our grass will be happy, and everybody's allergies and everything will be nice and relaxed, and it'll be great. But it's been so hot, and it's been too hot to really spend a lot of time outdoors, and so something that we've been doing is doing indoor activities like Play-Doh and all these fun sensory activities. And even if you don't have kids, you know, you can just watch tonight and you can make these for your own self and enjoy these recipes, and make them for your friends if they have children, or as gifts, or for teacher gifts, or anything like that. So just keep it in mind. These are great recipes that you can share with other friends even if you don't have kids, but it's so fun to play with these kinds of things anyway. And one of the things that's wrong with Play-Doh is, even though it's labeled as non-toxic, and it might not be toxic, the actual Play-Doh patent includes ingredients like retrogradation inhibitors, surfactant preservatives, humectant fragrances, synthetics, and color. And so when our kids are young and they're curious and they're exploring their different senses, they're putting things in their mouth that's natural. And yet, even though it might not kill them and it's not toxic, it's not good. You don't want those things being put in your child's mouth and going into their body. So we say no thank you to that. So tonight we're gonna start out with the basics. We're gonna start with a basic Play-Doh recipe, and all 3 of these recipes are no bake. They require no heat, so you can get your kids involved if they're still awake. Gather around and let them watch and have fun with us. And then the next recipe is gonna be an edible oatmeal dough. And even though it's edible, it might not taste that fantastic, but if they eat it, at least they won't be eating nasty chemicals. And then we're going to do a gluten-free Play-Doh for anyone that's out there watching that might not be able to be handling flour and things like that. So our first recipe, actually, and before we start, I just wanted to mention 2 local events for anyone in the DC or Metro, Northern Virginia, Maryland, DC area. If you are in town, we are having 2 team events this weekend. On Friday, we'll be having a team banquet dinner in Ashburn, and then on Saturday, we're doing a leadership conference training, and I'll be speaking at 3:30 in Ashburn at our conference. So I'll be doing a business mentoring workshop on building a doTERRA business with essential oils. So if you are local and you are interested and curious, if you're on my team, come on down, and if you're not on my team and you want to get started with oils, shoot me a message, or if you want to come and you're local, it's free for guests, so anyone can come, and I'd love for you to be my guest. So come on down if you're in the local area. Anyway, so our first recipe is just a basic Play-Doh recipe, and that's going to start out with 2 cups of flour, just regular good old flour. It's really bright. Sorry about that. And then we're going to take 1/2 cup of water and just add that to our flour mixture. And then we're going to take 1/2 cup of salt. And then we're going to take, let's see, we're going to add about 3 drops of Citrus Bliss essential oil. 1, 2, 3. Now, I like Citrus Bliss because it's the oil of creativity, and it's great for sensory play for kids, and I just love Citrus Bliss. I diffuse it every day with white fir and with grapefruit, so it's one of my favorites. And then we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and you can add more. What we're going to do is gauge and see the texture of the dough, and then we will add, more flour if we need to, and we'll add more oil if we need to get the consistency right, because everyone's environment is going to be different based on the humidity in your home, and it just started raining, so it might be a little more humid in our area than where you are. And then we're going to add about 3 or 4 drops of our India tree colors. And again, if you just hopped on, we're using India tree, these natural vegetable and fruit based colors. So we're going to add maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, we'll see. And when Olivia and I made these, they came out really pretty, like tie-dye. It was really fun. So you can just get in there and have fun with it. And a lot of the food dyes that you're going to use with vegetables or fruits, you can make your own. One of the recipes we're going to do later is going to have spinach as the base. And they might not be as bright and bold as some of the other food colors that you might be using that are, you know, like traditional with synthetics, but just keep it in your mind that you're providing something healthier for your family, and it's really worth it. So, you know, you don't need to have those super bright, vibrant colors without, you know, with chemicals on your hands, and for your kids, you really just don't want that, because, you know, that's not what we're doing. We're living this essential lifestyle, and we're sharing about how we use essential oils and making better choices in our life, and we really don't want to be worried about chemicals. So we're kicking them to the curb. They've got to go. They cannot stay here. So once your dough is formed, and I'm just going to do like about half, because I'll do the rest later just to show you. But if it's crumbly a little bit, you can add a little more oil. So we're going to just add like a little smidge more oil. And then we're just going to knead this together, and you can get in there and get messy, get your hands dirty. It's super fun. Hi, Mimi. Super, super fun here. And then you can add more colors if you like. You can add whatever you want. Just, this is your fun. Have a great time with it. And you just knead it together, and you're going to be able to get all those beautiful color, all the beautiful color in here, and you're going to see that color start to come through. Really beautiful. And just knead it and get fun, you know, have a great time, get your kids involved, let them get some energy out. And look, it's so beautiful. It's kind of like a Easter egg, nice and tie-dye, really fun. And you can pick up any of those little crumbs that you get on there. Just clean off our work surface there. And this is just so fun, and it smells amazing. Citrus Bliss is so good. I really love it. And it's just so much fun to get in here, and sensory play is so important for kids, like I was saying, you know, their sense of touch and smell and taste and sight, and you know, no matter what age your kids are, whether they're really little babies or 4 or 5, like my daughter, or even 7 or 8, kids love to just get creative and make little sculptures and have fun with these. And I'm going to show you a couple of our favorite tools at the end. But you just get in here and knead around, and look how pretty that is. The food coloring have a smell. No smell. There's no smell, so it really works great, and it's so versatile. You can add any of your favorite essential oils, and if you want the smell to be even stronger, you can just add another drop of oil as you go, and you can store this for a very long time. In fact, Leilani, one of my friends who's also an oiler and also periscopes a lot, she and her daughter Daniela made this, I think back in January, and you can just store it in a mason jar, and as long as it's not out in the elements, you can keep it for a really long time. And if the smell has maybe worn off from the essential oil, you can go back in and add a little more oil and kind of freshen it up. But you're getting the aromatherapy properties of the oil as you're playing and for your kids. And so if you're, you know, maybe wanting them to play in the morning time, you can add wild orange and peppermint, or if you're allowing them to do this, you know, maybe in the afternoon before doing homework time, you can add rosemary or any other focus oils to help them. So there you go. It's just really fun and cute, and this is blue, a little blue color, and how fun is that? You know, you can just have fun with it, and you can store it in a mason jar. We're going to use a shallow little jar like this, and you can just press it in there, and you can give these as gifts for teachers or friends, or make these if you're a teacher. You can give them to your favorite teacher. You can just stick these in there, and how fun is that? And how pretty. It's just really beautiful. It's a little bright, but hopefully you can see that. Yeah, and so that was our first one, and then you can also grab your stickers. I got this from oilsharingtools.com. It's a sticker book that keeps all the stickers handy. So you can just go to Citrus Bliss and put your sticker on there so you know what oil you put in your blend. There. So we've got our little Play-Doh with Citrus Bliss labeled there for us to play with. So fun. All right, and so then our next recipe is a spiced oatmeal Play-Doh. So for that, we are going to start out with a 1/2 cup of oats. These are just uncooked, raw, rolled oats. And we're going to use 1/4 cup of water. Just going to pour that in. And 1/4 cup of flour. And you can add your food coloring if you like. Let's see. We'll add a little bit there. And then we're gonna do this spiced. So we're gonna do 2 drops of cinnamon bark and 2 drops of clove. I hope you guys are having a great night, and if your kids are watching, I hope they're having a great time as well. 1, 2. And it's going to smell good, it's going to smell nice and spicy, and the texture from the oatmeal is going to be really neat, and it's going to add really cool sensory activity for the kids, because maybe you can blindfold them and, you know, to ask them to describe the texture that they're feeling when they're playing with the Play-Doh, and it's just a really fun game. You can add anything you want. You can add little pom-poms, you can add little pipe cleaners, you can add anything that you want, but I just thought this was a really fun activity that you can do. How much oatmeal? A 1/2 cup of oatmeal, and you can scale this recipe if you have a bunch of friends coming by, or you're doing this at like a birthday party or something. You can definitely scale this up, but this is just for one small batch. It's a 1/2 cup of rolled oats, 1/4 cup of flour, and 1/4 cup of water. And then if you find that it might not be, it might be a little bit moist, you can just add a little more flour until it kind of sticks together, and then you get the right consistency. And you can just keep molding this together until you get the right consistency. But isn't that color pretty? And we didn't use any dyes or anything. Nope, doesn't stain your hands. It does not. No staining whatsoever. Pretty neat. And then you just kind of knead it together to get that flour combined. Yes, and look at that color. And it's just from like beet juice and carrot and whatever veggies that are on that label there, but it's just really nice to be able to make these recipes. You can make chalk paint. That's something else I might make in the future for another Periscope. You can do so many great things, and a lot of the kids' toys and things like that have dyes, and it's just not really something that you want to be, you know, having your kids playing with. When you're taking all the dyes and chemicals and things out of their food, you want to be really mindful of the things that are exposed to them as well. Yes, oh cool. Yes, definitely. That is a great idea. Okay, so see how pretty this is and how colorful that is, and you can see all the little pieces of oatmeal, and it's just textured and really neat, and it's really fun for their senses to play with this. So we are going to, I'm just gonna clean my hands off a smidge, because we like to make a mess. If we're not getting messy, we're not having fun, just like my little girl likes to say. And then again, we can just store this in a nice little shallow mason jar for the next time we want to play with it. Isn't that pretty? And we can label it with our little cap stickers. So we'll grab our cinnamon sticker, and we'll grab our clove. And this would be really great around the holiday time. You can do cinnamon and clove for the holidays. Play-Doh toys, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You can use these with any of the Play-Doh toys you have. Anything from rolling pins at home, you can use cookie cutters, anything you have. And so there we've got our spiced cinnamon and clove oatmeal Play-Doh. So that was super quick in no time. We've got 2 Play-Dohs made. And now our third is going to be super fun. Alrighty. So for our third, we're doing our gluten-free Play-Doh. And what you do is you take a bag of spinach and you blend it with a little bit of water into a puree. And it looks super hulkified, right? Look at that color. Now that is rich color right there. And it's just spinach and a little bit of water. Put it in your blender and puree it down until it's really like a nice puree kind of paste. And then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna add 1 cup, and this 1 bag of spinach yields about 1 cup of puree. And so we're gonna add 1 cup of cornstarch, and we're gonna add ylang ylang, which is the oil of the inner child, and it promotes freedom and play and joy and stuff, and so I thought that would be a really fun oil. We'll add 3 drops of ylang ylang into this blend because we are definitely tapping into our inner child tonight for our play date. And you just mix this up, and the spinach and that water is going to absorb into the cornstarch, and it's going to start to form a ball. You can see this, it's so pretty and colorful, and it smells so good. That ylang ylang smells amazing, really fresh. And the spinach has really no smell because when you combine it with the cornstarch, yeah, you probably wouldn't want to keep the spinach one for more than maybe 3 to 4 days. I would probably toss it afterward, to be honest with you, because you know it's food. It's like fresh food, but it's just for fun. I mean, get the kids involved and let them have a great time. And so you just keep stirring this around until it gets a little bit solid, a little more solid there. And it's just so much fun to play around with these different recipes and find ways that you can prevent your family from having to use chemical products in their toys and all these other things. So we are almost there. It just takes a little bit of time to let that cornstarch settle in. There we go. And it's like this awesome green slime. It's so awesome. I love this. Oh yeah. And you see it starts to like make this cool ball, and it solidifies right here. And you just grab this and you kind of get it all in here, and it's like this fun slimy stuff, right? And then we're gonna add actually just a little more cornstarch so it holds together. And again, it just depends on where you are living and what your climate is like, but you can add a little more cornstarch as you're going. And look, we are making a mess. It is so much fun to just get down in there and play, and you can talk to your kids about the textures you're feeling. And look at how awesome this is, you guys. Like, this is so fun. I am seriously having a total blast. And again, just work it in until you get the texture right and get messy, because that feels so awesome to do this. It is so much fun, you guys. I cannot even explain this. It is such a blast. Don't be afraid. It's just spinach and cornstarch. Don't even worry about it. It is going to be so fun. You can just stick this stuff in your dishwasher. You don't need to worry. You can use your dishwasher pods, right? Yes. And you just keep working it in. And if you need to add more cornstarch, you can do that. Like I said, I just did 1 cup of the pureed spinach to 1 cup of cornstarch. And then you always have extra on hand to just, play around with it and see if you need to scale it more from there. And so look at this beautiful slime awesomeness, and it smells so good, and we just made a super duper big mess. And look at this, it's so cool, and then it holds together really well, and you can just play around and knead it. This is so neat. Look at that. Ta-da! Play-Doh, spinach, gluten-free for any of your friends that are gluten-free or their kids are gluten-free, and it really prevents them. I know the color is so awesome, and it really prevents a lot of kids from doing those things and playing with a lot of those other toys because they're not able to engage with any of their food allergies and things like that. So if you have a friend that's gluten-free, make this for them, give this to them as a gift. It would be so sweet and kind of you. And look at this, how pretty. And you can make, you can mold it into whatever you want and have fun and make little worms like when we were kids. We used to make little worms and, twist and turn and play around with our things. And so what I have next to show you is just a few little things that you can pick up from the store and facilitate a lot of this fun for your kids. So we're going to put this in a little mason jar. My hands are awesomely dirty. Olivia would be so jealous I was doing this without her. And you just stick this in your mason jar, and this is just perfect. And we're going to grab our little ylang ylang sticker. All right. And you can get these cool sticker books from oilsharing.com. And there you've got Play-Doh with ylang ylang, spinach with no gluten in there. So I'm going to just get my hands a little clean, like I do, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the Play-Doh. All right, so I'm going to get this out of my way. And then here I've got a tray set up with a couple of really fun toys that Olivia loves to play with. These I just got on Amazon. They're like little Play-Doh cutters. These have like little ridges so they can make different little textures and kind of scoop around with them and explore. And then this is another one of those little ridgy cutters, and you've got a rolling pin, and you can grab any little cookie cutters that you might have lying around in your baking section, a little biscuit cutter or whatever. And we've made a couple batches of these as we were playing. So we'll take like the spinach one and then maybe the oatmeal one, or yeah, we'll do the oatmeal one. And so just let your kids have fun, you know, put a towel down if you're worried about the mess or something like that, you know, and just let them really explore the senses and their smell, and you can ask them questions about it, and, you know, just let them have fun and roll it out, and you can make fun shapes and do whatever you want. Just let them have a great time exploring, because kids really need more free play. Kids are so structured these days that it's really fun to give them time to just explore things. And Olivia loves helping me with all kinds of projects around the house with oils and anything, you name it. And so, you know, just let them have fun and make little characters and make up little stories about whatever they're doing, or read a book and make, you know, the characters from the shapes or whatever you want to do. And just let them have a great time. And, you know, being a kid is something that we all miss, I think. So, you know, it's just really fun to facilitate that fun and unstructured time for them. And so again, you can just grab whatever these little fun tools are and you can let them cut, and it teaches them hand-eye coordination, and it teaches them about different textures, and it's, you know, just going to teach them so many things, and you can talk to them about the different oils that you used. So it's a really great time, and you can store all of these in a mason jar, and you can give them as gifts and think up any kind of combinations that you want. If you make any of these, I'd love for you to tag me on Instagram or Facebook and show me what you've made. And I hope you guys have a great night, and I hope that you will make some of these recipes and include your kids when you are doing your crafts. So I hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys!